Very good morning to everyone. It is the 10th lecture today. So in these 9 days we have completed first chapter of accountancy. Now today we are going to start a new subject, that is statistics, and we are going to take its first chapter today. Now before taking that chapter, I need to say is that as we understood what was accounting, now we understand what is actually statistics. Now statistics is such a subject which you all already learned in standard 10th. In standard 10th, in the subject mathematics, there were different parts for statistics, and you have learned so many basic things about statistics. Now what you have learned will be repeated here, so it will be easy for everyone to learn this introductory or first or third or second chapters. So statistics is a part of mathematics only, but you don't have here pure mathematics. Statistics is also dependent on probability also. So this is such a subject which is little bit different from mathematics, but also a part of mathematics. Okay, now we are taking the chapter. Now first, looking at the index, we have only single book for statistics. For account we have 2 textbooks. For statistics we have only 1 textbook with 9 chapters in it. You can see in the index there are total 9 chapters included in the statistics course. Okay, and in that today we are starting the first chapter, that is totally theory based collection of data. Now friends, first of all, what you mean by data? Data means any information. Information can be about any purpose, any cause, or any reasons. Now, about this cause, about these reasons, and about your main motto to collect the data may be anything. But how you will actually collect this data? There are many limitations also to collect the data. Suppose if I am saying in the current situation of corona, the government first decided to go to each and every house and test the persons whether they are positive or negative. But this was not practically possible because there is so much of population in the country, nearly 125 crores. So each and every house is not possible at this time to visit and to personally meet them. But government is still trying its best to cover up the situation. Now the thing is that if the area is so much long like the country India, then this will be little bit and more difficult for them to collect the data. Now if the country is such a small country, then it is practically possible. So collection depends on that, data collection. Suppose you have to cover a field of students, suppose. So asking each and every student personally about your course is somewhat difficult. But comparing to it, asking to 100 students is practically possible, because both works are possible for 1100, but the time is also important. So in this chapter we will learn how you will collect the data from the person, and looking at the situations, looking at your budget, how much money can you spend to collect that data, how much time you have, how much people you have. All these things are very important to collect the data. And again, statistics is based on that quantitative information, not qualitative, but statistics is dependent on quantitative information which are having numbers. Now friends, in order to collect these different types of numbers, first and foremost and basic thing is to collect that data. Now statistics will teach us how to collect this data, what are the methods for that, what are the advantages and the limitations of these things. Okay, now going to page number 2. Page number 1 is just about what you will learn, how much topics are covered. Now in page number 2, origin and growth of statistics. Actually, there are no question answers for this, but there are small questions, 1 mark questions, or there are MCQs from these many important years and names are given. So once I will read, you all may listen it, and those who are not having the book will listen more carefully and buy the book as soon as possible. And there are no different versions of this book. You can use the old book also, but in account you need the new book. Okay, I am reading. Everyone will listen to their book or else return to me. Indian contribution in the field of statistics has been quite significant from the time of Mauryan Empire, that is 321 to 96 before Christ BC. The book Ain-e-Akbari, written by Abu Fazl during the time of Mughal Emperor Akbar 1596 to 1597 AD after Caliphate, also mentioned a highly developed statistical system for administrative and revenue services of Mughal Empire. So they are just mentioning the years somewhat are important. Now, where this word statistics came, as we were in social science, that this word is a literal Greek word and that word. In the same way, the word statistics has emerged from where? How it is done. The German word statistic, what they are writing, not statistics. Read the book again. The German word statistic was first used by Gottfried Eichenwald in 1749 for analysis of data about the state. For what they have been used? This word was first used in 1749. Nearly 265 or 260 years, and for what they are using? For analysis of the data. What do you mean by analysis? Analysis means to calculate or to draw necessary results. The contribution to statistics prior to 1750, prior means before 1750, were based mainly on the examples of data analysis without any use of explicit probabilistic ideas. As I said, statistics is dependent on probability. Probability also you have learned in 10th standard. Probability means a chance. So statistics is normally dependent on probability, but before 1750 it was mostly not dependent on this probabilistic characteristic. Again they are giving this information itself. You have to remember the name statistic, from where it was used and in which year. Okay. Now next. By 18th century, the term statistics was used for systematic collection of data by states. Statistics was formally introduced in Encyclopedia Britannica in 1797. Again, this year and this name is also important. So I am reading. Otherwise, there is no use of this reading. But you have to just remember these years, and you underline these years by yourself. These important names and years are to be underlined by yourself itself. The initial results on probability theory were found in 17th and 18th centuries, whose two giants were Laplace from 1749 to 1827 and Gauss 1772 to 1859. This is again an important years and name. The first statistical body, the Royal Statistical Society, was founded in 1834 in London. This is also important. In London, where the Royal Statistical Society was first found, and in which year? 1834. So friends, years and these names are little bit important for the small questions. You have to remember that, whether in MCQ or in one sentence. Okay. The advanced field of statistics was developed in the late 19th and early 20th century. Galton and Carl Pearson used mathematical statistics in science, industries and politics. Okay. Now, two statisticians, Galton and Carl Pearson. Normally the formulas which we are using are, most formulas are used for Carl Pearson. This man gave so much of formulas for what? Again they are telling for science, for industry, for politics. You can understand why they are using for science, because science has some calculations, and based on that calculations we are doing so much experiments. So science need these calculations. Then what they are writing for industries. Now how it is used for industries you have been learning in economics now and also in social science, that the total production per capita income of country, of state, the economic development and the growth of the country is everything based on figures. What figures? Figures of this production, figures of this sales, figures of total population living in the country. So again that needs a quantitative data. For that statistic is used. And finally for politics, when there are elections, we have to give the total number of voters who have applied, a number of voters who have actually voted, number of voters which have voted but not correctly. So all such things also need some quantitative data. Quantitative means a data with numbers. Again they need that, and they only don't need the data, they also need percentage. You all have been read in the newspaper also. After the day of election, in the newspaper, government prescribes the data of elections. Suppose there are 1000 voters in a particular area. From that 1000 voters, 900 have voted, so remaining 100 have not voted. Now the 900 which were voted, from that 450 were males and remaining were females. And in that some of them are from township, some of them are from city. So again you need this data, and government after the election will publish this information. So again that thing also need analysis and quantitative things. So again statistic is used for that, and also necessary results are also drawn from them, what you have been learned in 10th standard itself. Mean, median, mode, quartiles, percentiles, deciles, measures of central tendency, all these are again required. But for that, what is the main thing? Main thing is your data. If you have collected the data properly, friends, then everything is possible. Okay? Yes. He founded the Advanced Statistical Laboratory in England, and in 1911 the world's first university statistics department at University College London. In 1910 and 1920, Gauchet and Fisher initiated to develop modern statistical science for the data having small samples. Again this is also important. These two persons have given the data for small samples, Gauchet and Fisher, in 1910 and 1920. Fisher applied statistics to a variety of diversified fields such as genetics, biometrics, psychology, education, agriculture, etc. Fisher's formula we will learn in 12th standard also. He has given so much of very important formulas for our calculation. So he is being used in different fields. His theory is used in different fields. Which fields? Genetics, biometrics, psychology, education, etc. Then he is well-known father of statistics. You compulsory want to remember this thing. Who is the father of statistics? Fisher. During 1930, the refinement and expansion of earlier development was found in collaborative work between E. Pearson and J. Neyman. Advanced methods of statistics were developed day after day. So this was all about the introduction and the growth of statistics. How the origin of statistics came, from which year, who were the important persons, where were the important years, you need to remember, and who is the father, as you know, you need to remember, his name Fisher is the thing, okay? Fisher is that person who is the father of statistics. Now, growth of statistics in India. The Indian Statistical Institute, ISI, you may also remember this name also. The full form of ISI is Indian Statistical Institute. So such important things, you please underline that thing. Was founded by the well-known Indian statistician P.C. Mahalanobis in 1931 at Calcutta. Remember the name of place, remember the name of person, and remember the year. So you may underline that thing also. He started the first postgraduate course in statistics at Calcutta University in 1941. Postgraduate course means now you are in 11th, then you will be promoted to 12th. So your school new education policy will come in future, but not now. But now what is the condition? After 12th you are doing 3 years for college in any field, then that is your graduate. Till passing the last year of the college you are undergraduate. After passing the college you are graduate. Then you are going for plus 2 years, that is postgraduate, and that is of masters in anything. Okay? Yes. So he founded it in Calcutta in 1941. The government had approved national sample survey proposed by Mahalanobis in 1950, and first round of data collection took place in October 1950. Firstly in India, these statistical samples were taken in October 1950 by this person. Indian Agricultural Statistic Research Institute, IASRI, also remember the full form of IASRI, Indian Agricultural Statistic Research Institute, is another institute which contributed a lot in the development of statistics in India. In 1935, W.F. Wilcox listed over 100 definitions of statistics based on meaning, scope and limitations of the subject. The definition of statistics according to Croxton and Cowden is unknown. Okay, so what is the definition of statistics? Statistics is the science which deals with the collection, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. So friends, you don't need to write it now. How to write these things in the book after completion of the chapter, I will say. We will daily look at the chapter, we will daily make its conclusion. Like account, it is not possible, okay? So this thing I will clear for everyone, that first we will complete this chapter, then I will say how to write and what to write in this chapter. You can underline in your book the important things, this definition also, but how to write, what not to write, that I will say by myself, okay, after the completion of the chapter. Now again I am reading the definition. It is very important and very easy to understand. What is statistics? Statistic is a science, deals with what? Deals with collection, analysis, in interpretation of which type of data? Only numerical data. So non-numerical data cannot be interpreted for that. Yes. Nowadays statistic is not only useful for quantitative but also for qualitative data. Just now only we have seen in the definition that it deals with numerical data, means quantitative data. Now if the data is with qualities also, see what is the basic difference between quantity and quality. Quantity has numbers, whereas quality has attributes. Attributes means different types. Suppose if I am saying there are 1000 people residing in this area, so again 1000 people is a quantity. Now if I differentiate that people in such a way, you may see the example. Our area, name I am not writing. Our area has 1000 population. So this 1000 is quantity. In our area, if anybody asks, then what we say, 1000 people are residing here and it is a quantitative data, means it is with numbers. Now again if I distribute this data into two equal parts means two parts, and if I differentiate them as male and female, suppose there are 650 males, then there will be 350 females. So again 650 and 350 is quantity, but males and females is a quality. What type of quality? Gender. Which distributes these persons, differentiates these persons, that is gender. Gender may be male, gender may be female. But how much males and how much females? 650 and 350, this is again numbers, so this is a quantity. Okay, now if further I distribute this data into two parts, from 650 married, unmarried, 500 are married, 150 are unmarried. Again, 500 and 150 is quantity, married and unmarried is a quality. Again, for the female also, married, unmarried, 300 married, 50 unmarried. So again, 350 will be a quantity, whereas married and unmarried will be a quality. So quality means attributes. Number of people, in that males and females are attributes. In that married and unmarried are subsidiary attributes. Means we have distributed the data according to quality and quantitative both. Yes. Next. What they are writing. Nowadays, statistics is not only useful for quantitative data but also for qualitative data, and considered as an independent part of scientific methods. Industrial statistics and a branch of statistics, operational research (OR), operational research full form is OR, was used in military projects during during Second World War. In India, OR came into existence in which year? In 1949, with the opening of OR unit at Regional Research Laboratory in Hyderabad, where this opened in 1949 in Hyderabad. For National Planning and Survey in 1953 at the ISI Calcutta, P.C. Mahalanobis formulated the second 5-year plan with the help of OR techniques. What are these 5-year plans that you are learning in social science also and in economics also? 5-year plans means if a government sustains for 5 years, then what are its plans? What they will do in the coming 5 years, that is decided in previously also. Okay. OR techniques can be useful for government to maximize the per capita income with the minimum resources in the industry, to decide optimum allocation of various resources such as men, machines, etc. In marketing, to decide the size of stock market to meet the future demand. Thus, considering the use of statistics in recent times, its importance cannot be ignored. Thus, constructive development in statistical studies have considerably increased its scope and importance. So friends, this was all about the introduction of statistics, from where the statistics came, how the statistics grows in India, and also nowadays including quantity, qualitative information is also coming in statistics. Now the next topic, quantitative data and qualitative data. There are so much important concepts in this. So many definitions can be found from this. You may just underline it and we are just reading. Okay? Meaning and differences. In statistics, a group of all units under study is known as population. So suppose if in one sentence they are asking about the population, then what you will write? In statistics, group of all the units under study is called population. You may underline this thing. All the units under study is known as a population. Okay. Next. Now, if they are giving an example, no, we don't need to write that example. Okay, exclude the example. The total number of units contained in the population is called size of population. Again, I am reading. See, I am excluding all the examples because example is dependent on your. Okay, so I will not read any examples. You may just read and understand that thing. But for instance, what we are looking, the important concepts. See, first we have taken population, where it is highlighted itself. Then next time taking size of population, then you may underline that thing also. The total number of units contained in the population is called a size of population. Then you may underline that thing. Now next to it also, if the total number of units in population is finite, finite means which is countable, then it is called a finite population. And opposite to it, if the units are not countable, then it is infinite. It is not written here, but still I am giving an example. Now After this example, again, a set or group of units selected from the population on the basis of some definite criterion is called a sample. It is not highlighted, but still you may underline what is sample, and the number of units in the sample is termed as sample size, small letter n in paragraph it is given. Okay, so you may underline this: population, finite population, sample. Okay, after that again, after 2-3 lines, n is equals to 150. After that I am reading, a unit selected in a sample is called a sample unit. Again underline that thing. So how much we have underlined till now? Again I am repeating from first: population, group of units under study is called population. Underline that thing. After that, total number of units contained in the population is called size of population. Also that thing underline. Then after that only written finite population. Number of units in population is finite, then it is called a finite population. Then after the example, after 2 lines, a set or group of units selected from the population on basis of some definite criterion is called a sample, and the number of units is called sample size. After that, after n is equals to 150, again a line is written: a unit selected in the sample is called a sample unit. Then again the last line of this paragraph: the set of all the observations obtained by such inspection. Don't write that such inspection. Obtained by inspection is called a data. In short, what you mean by a data is given. Only you have to research. All the observations obtained by inspection is called a data. So in the first paragraph, population, size of population, finite population, sample unit and data. 6 things are being given. You need to underline that things. Then next paragraph. The units of the population or sample possess different types of characteristics. It is possible that the measurement of characteristics varies from unit to unit. Such characteristics of a unit is called variable characteristics. It is not important to underline. It can be either numerical or non-numerical. This is again saying about the variable characteristic. Variable means which differs from each other. Now in the next paragraph, most of the things are important. Again we need to underline also, and highlights are also given. Now if the variable characteristics is non-numeric, then it is called qualitative data. See this married and unmarried, male and female, they do not have any numbers. Okay, in the subpart numbers are given, but male and female is not a number. So what they are telling, if the variable characteristics is non-numeric, male and female is non-numeric, then it is called a qualitative variable. We call such qualitative variable as an attribute. Collection of observation of attribute is called qualitative data. So till here qualitative data's meaning is given. Again, if the variable characteristics of numerical is numerical, then it is a numeric variable, and the collection of observation of numerical variable is quantitative data. 2 types of data are given in this paragraph. Both are needed to be underlined. First is still from starting to qualitative data, and again starting that thing till quantitative data. 2 important types of data are given here. Okay, so that much you need to underline, and after that again examples are given that are not needed, and tomorrow we are starting the primary and secondary data. Okay, thank you so much.